Part 1. Roki Sasaki's Resilience and the Significance of the 2025 Season. This is the broadcast for January 30th, 2026. An article from Spanichi is titled Dodgers Roki Sasaki Returns to the Rotation. Weight training footage released. It reports that Dodgers pitcher Roki Sasaki updated his social media, sharing a look at him working hard on weight training. He was seen wearing a Nike long-sleeve t-shirt, a brand that supports him, along with a knit cap, performing squats while lifting a barbell with 20 kilograms, about 44 pounds, weights on both ends. These black and white photos really convey a strong atmosphere, don't they? I feel that monochrome photography has a very persuasive way of capturing the essence of a space. I remember last season when Roki Sasaki was struggling, and seeing him in the dugout with tears in his eyes, I found myself cheering for him with tears in my own eyes as well. After a difficult season and a brilliant postseason performance that washed away those regrets, the Dodgers ended on a happy note with back-to-back championships. For Roki Sasaki, the regular season was likely full of hardship and perhaps his first real taste of professional setback, but he overcame it. He watched the example set by his hometown senior, international superstar Shohei Ohtani, and witnessed firsthand the dominance of Yoshinobu Yamamoto, a superstar pitcher close to his own age. Watching Yamamoto head to the bullpen on 0 days rest from the dugout, Sasaki must have been shocked, thinking, "Are you serious?" Through that, I believe he learned exactly what it means to be a true pitcher. Between Shohei Ohtani's two-way mastery and Yoshinobu Yamamoto's performance as a top-tier pitcher, I view 2025 as a necessary period for Roki Sasaki to become a future representative of MLB and a cornerstone of Samurai Japan. I believe in his growth as a global superstar and will continue to support him. Keep fighting, Roki. Part 2. Manager Roberts' request and recommendations for Sasaki's evolution. Next is an article from Nikkei Sports titled Dodgers manager Dave Roberts demands Roki Sasaki, returning to rotation, master a third pitch following fastball and forkball. This was reported by the U.S. media outlet California Post on the 28th. It states that manager Roberts has given instructions to Sasaki, who is expected to return to the starting rotation this season. Roberts noted that while he expects to give Sasaki opportunities as the fifth or sixth starter, in my view, he needs to master a third pitch, specifically one that breaks to the left. During last year's postseason, Sasaki relied on just two pitches, his fastball and forkball. Regarding this, Roberts commented that it is often difficult for young players who have succeeded, especially to such a great degree, with one specific style to open their minds to the necessity of a third pitch, as they might not have felt the need during games. I have mentioned this many times in past broadcasts, but Roki Sasaki has his fastball and his forkball. Even with the forkball, a single grip can produce various movements. You grip the ball along the seams with your index and middle fingers. When releasing, if you apply equal pressure with both fingers, you get the forkball that drops straight down. However, if you focus your focus and nerve on the middle finger during the release, the forkball will fade away to the outside of a right-handed hitter. Conversely, by putting more pressure and concentration into the index finger, the forkball can break inward toward a right-handed hitter. That right there adds two variations. Furthermore, by using a shallower forkball grip and narrowing the distance between the index and middle fingers, the vertical drop changes, which can also confuse the hitter. This adjustment alone adds three variations to his repertoire. Additionally, by slightly changing how he catches the seams on his fastball, he could throw a cutter-like ball that breaks late, or even a shoot-like ball that jams right-handed hitters. That's another two variations. I don't think he needs to twist his wrist to throw a curveball like Ohtani or Yamamoto. This is about expanding his arsenal in a way that doesn't ruin his absolute weapon, his fastball. I've said this before. Right now he is young, and his lifeline is that fastball which exceeds 160 kilometers per hour, about 100 miles per hour. This is the time to build his pitching around that. It's okay to rely on high velocity while he's young. While he should mix in breaking balls, during his time in Japan, his velocity actually dropped when he started throwing sliders. His body balance might have been off, or his mechanics might have suffered. He might have seen Shohei Ohtani's sweeper and thought, I wish I could throw that too. But every pitcher has different characteristics. Roki Sasaki has that powerful, dynamic straight fastball, so I believe it's only logical for him to expand his pitch types in a way that absolutely maximizes that strength. He is a power pitcher, not a finesse breaking ball pitcher. He can consider a total stylistic overhaul after he turns 30. For now, rather than using pitches that involve twisting the wrist, I believe the best approach is to seek ways to expand his repertoire that fully utilize the fastball he currently possesses. I completely understand what Roberts is saying. With only a fastball and a dropping ball, hitters can narrow their focus and gamble on one or the other. You want to increase the hitter's hesitation. If the choice is just between a fastball and a forkball, it's a 50-50 guess. But as I said, if he has a forkball that fades away or breaks inward depending on finger pressure, that's two more things for the hitter to worry about. Even if the hitter expects a forkball, they have to wonder, what if it fades out? What if it breaks in? Or if they expect a fastball, what if it's a cutter? This hesitation gives Sasaki a significant advantage. In the postseason, he managed with just the fastball and forkball. However, to contribute to the team's victories over a long season like Yoshinobu Yamamoto does, he will need that third pitch. I hope to see him expand his arsenal in a way that never compromises his fastball. Part 3. GM's assurance of Sasaki's leap and the true value of Ohtani and Yamamoto. An article in Tokyo Sports is titled Dodgers GM Assures Roki Sasaki's Second-Year Leap. Dodgers GM Brandon Gomez, during an appearance on a local radio station, dismissed the idea of Sasaki being a middle reliever, stating, once he completes his pitching craft, opposing lineups won't be able to catch him even in their third at-bats. Gomez showed unwavering trust in Sasaki's potential. Local media Heavy Sports noted the difficulties many players face in their first MLB year and quoted Gomez as follows, he is underrated. Players face various hardships when they transition. Yoshinobu Yamamoto also had a huge difference between his first and second years. Therefore, I have the same high expectations for Roki Sasaki next season. I want to applaud GM Gomez for his deep understanding. I feel that many MLB fans and media members worldwide are misjudging Roki Sasaki's true value. This is a pitcher who threw a perfect game in the Japanese Professional League at just 20 years and 5 months old. He isn't just some rookie or a young pitcher. He is the elite of the elite. While he didn't always show his best during his first MLB regular season, we saw his true form in the postseason. He shut down the powerful Phillies lineup in a high-pressure situation. That is the real Roki Sasaki. Manager Roberts mentioned he plans to use him as the 5th or 6th starter in the 2026 rotation. I believe fans worldwide will witness Sasaki's true talent this season. He is a truly incredible pitcher who will perform on par with Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. In 2026, I believe the Samurai Trio will anchor the rotation and lead the Dodgers to many great victories. I am already excited to see these 3 Japanese major leaguers in action. I want baseball fans everywhere to look forward to it. Nikkei Sports also published an article titled Shohei Ohtani's English. He speaks wonderful English when talking baseball, says teammate Muncy. Dodgers Max Muncy spoke about Ohtani's English skills on the Foul Territory podcast. Regarding Ohtani's perfect English speech at a dinner gala, Muncy said, he speaks very good English when talking about baseball. Talking baseball and everyday conversation are different things. The speech was practiced beforehand. But in the clubhouse, he uses English well and tries hard to speak it. I'm very happy to hear such praise from Muncy. I should add that Shohei Ohtani moved to MLB as a two-way player to excel in baseball, not as a linguistic specialist. He is a Japanese man who grew up with Japanese as his native language and is now succeeding in the American MLB. Some U.S. media ask why he doesn't just speak English in press conferences. Let me be clear. He uses an interpreter to ensure his words are conveyed accurately and precisely to the media to avoid any misunderstandings. He could converse and answer in English if he wanted to, but since it isn't his first language, he cannot handle it with total freedom yet. Moreover, he wants to avoid making any accidental disrespectful comments to the American media. Given his immense influence and the level of attention he receives, he wisely uses an interpreter to avoid trouble while still being able to communicate in the clubhouse. We shouldn't judge Ohtani by an English proficiency championship. He is a Major League Baseball player. Teammates like Muncy say he can hold conversations in the clubhouse. Yet, understanding his impact, Ohtani chooses to use an interpreter for post-game interviews. We should value his attitude and his effort to deliver a speech in English despite it being a foreign language. His English level is high enough. He uses a script when necessary out of respect for the occasion. That sincerity is what matters. His legendary status wasn't built on English tests, but on being the best baseball player in the world. I am moved and inspired by his character and respect for America. Truly well done. Finally, an article from the Digest is titled, "Dodgers Way Furious at Low Official Ranking." The Dodgers specialist media Dodgers Way published an article claiming the MLB official ranking slights Yoshinobu Yamamoto. MLB.com released a ranking of Dodgers All-Stars, placing Shohei Ohtani first and Kyle Tucker second, with Yoshinobu Yamamoto in third. Dodgers Way expressed anger at this, stating, "Even with two-time Cy Young winner Blake Snell on the roster, Yoshinobu Yamamoto is the Dodgers ace. He was essentially the heart of the team last year. While we are happy about Tucker joining, we won't tolerate disrespect toward Yamamoto." As a supporter of Japanese major leaguers, I find these comments from Dodgers Way incredibly encouraging. Thank you, truly. When they get this angry on our behalf, it actually makes it easier for us to say, well, it's okay, we know how good he is. Of course, Ohtani being number one is undeniable, but we naturally feel Yamamoto should be right there next to him. Seeing Dodgers Way stand up for him like this must make all Japanese fans of the Samurai Trio want to applaud. Yoshinobu Yamamoto had such an incredible performance last year that this year will be a challenge as he tries to surpass his own high standards. With a long season, an intense postseason, and the WBC coming up, it will be a demanding year. While expectations are high, I believe if he can perform as well as he did last year, that is more than enough. He actually lost about 3 wins last year due to the bullpen's performance. If he performs like he did last year, Ohtani and Sasaki will be inspired to work even harder. I predict the Dodgers will have even more wins this year than last. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is truly the heart, the leader, and the ace of the Dodgers pitching staff. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.